This is a DVD or a disc that has the video of the setup. You also have a pictured step-by-step of the setup as well. So you could keep that handy and near the machine just in case anybody needs to refer back to it, okay? And then this card is a troubleshooting guide. And once I teach you how to load the machine, we'll kind of walk through the troubleshooting guide. This will probably make more sense to you once we actually process the product today. But essentially, 90% of the errors that happen with this machine are user-induced, and we can get out of it and you can still get your product. So this just kind of walks you through. If you see an error code come across the screen, it'll tell you, it'll say error code 4. And then this will tell you what to do for error code 4. Error code 4 is I think it's too much volume. Yeah, so say when you're drawing it into the 60 ml syringe, if you have 62 or 63 cc's, the machine doesn't like too much volume. So it'll tell you it doesn't like more than 60.
How much cc he is gonna be, he is gonna do this?
From the bone marrow? That's up to him. A minimum of 30.
Face. Алло? Doctor, да. Да, now we are with Christy. Beautiful. Okay. Нет, оно у меня не открылось. Оля тоже прислала мне, оно ничего не открывается, но...
Checking up on you. Okay, so he's either going to draw 30 mLs of bone marrow or 60, depending on how the draw is going.
I see, but not less than 30, right?
Not less than 30, no.
And no more than 60.
No more than 60, right?
But machine will do in proper way, even it's already 30,
yes,
right?
It will. It can spin anywhere from about 27 mLs up to 60. It just doesn't like the syringe to have more than 60.
I got it.
And sometimes if he overfills the 30 ml syringes when he's drawing, and you put that into the 60 ml syringe, sometimes you can end up with 62 or 63 mLs.
So we just...
The machine will tell you that. I just will have
So maybe we just...
You look at it ahead of time, or just stop drawing into that 60 when you get to the 60 mark.
I see.
Easy. But if that should happen, you can get out of it. It'll tell you what to do. You just stop the machine, disconnect your 60 ml syringe, and get rid of a little bit of the product.
But why we cannot do before we going to spinning?
You can, absolutely. I would do that.
Why go for
Some
trouble?
people just forget that I tell them this, and they don't look at it. So I'm just telling you that this card will walk you through any kind of error that you get, and you'll still be able to get product. Okay, so we'll walk through that.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start by opening up one of these kits, and there's a lot of boxes here, I know. So.
Okay, so
Do you have a
we...
little blade or something?
Okay, yes, I will bring your...
Otherwise I'll break my nails.
Don't do that. I'm moving. Sorry.
Now, are you all going to be doing platelet-rich plasma with this machine too, or is it just the bone marrow treatments right for now?
He will be here in 20 minutes.
Okay, we'll ask him. So this is just, it's one box inside of another box. So that's just garbage.
So we can throw it away, right?
I'm just going to let you open it so you can see how it all comes in, and there's another sticker there if you want to run through that one. So this is your bone marrow kit, okay? This is everything that's going to come for your bone marrow except for the heparin. And I believe Don talked with
Doctor
yesterday about needing heparin. So we'll get you that information to order it. I brought some today.
Yeah, he said
but that's
he
the
will.
one thing that does not come in our kit. So you'll have to order heparin. Okay, so we can walk through that. Now, what you'll need for a marrow draw is this is a semi-sterile procedure. So we set up a sterile field on a Mayo stand. So the Mayo stand works perfectly, and everything that's involved that gets open to that sterile field is right here on the top. So I removed that and set that aside, and then I'll walk you through that whole setup later. But this is all going to be open to the sterile field. Well, you guys will, probably one of you will be setting up the tray for him, right?
Yeah.
So I'll walk you through that. Okay.
Probably.
And then this is our proprietary, again, another lovely sticker here. I can just rip it, you know, we'll just rip right around it.
It's okay.
Okay. Lots of stickers and lots of boxes, unfortunately.
No, it's good.
So this is the kit. Now, in the situation where he can't get even 30 mLs of marrow, and sometimes that happens where you hit dry pockets and you can't get that much bone marrow from somebody.
Yeah.
In that situation, we can draw some peripheral blood and add it to the bone marrow to get enough volume to process. Okay. So in here we have a phlebotomy kit. So it has the IV site prep kit.
Whoever would draw blood and
Somebody would
this
draw
blood, he put in this dry pocket, you said?
Hopefully that won't happen, but it does every once in a while, and I'll show you how to do that when we draw the marrow. But this is just for a blood draw, so it's the IV site prep kit. Now I use actually the little tegaderms in here and the gauze.
But it's kind of what it's like.
You want to see it?
No. I see it's kind of like.
It's got your tourniquet. It's got your betadine.
If
you want to wash, it's
I see. I thought my wife looks like blood.
No. It's betadine.
I see.
And I like to use this tegaderm and the gauze for the actual bone marrow puncture site. So that's the dressing I use. So you're welcome to use that.
Yes.
So you're always stopping and starting. This is the anticoagulant that we're going to use, okay? So in the bone marrow draw, when we set up the tray, you're going to flush everything that comes in contact with bone marrow. We're going to flush with heparin. Heparin is a very strong anticoagulant, and I'll actually have you add 1 or 2 cc's of heparin into each of the draw syringes, and then you're going to fill those syringes up to 5 mLs with this anticoagulant. This is ACDA. So there's a 50 ml bag of ACDA that comes in every kit. So this is an anticoagulant. I will we'll walk through that when we set up the marrow tray. So this is just for the blood draw. There's a 19 gauge butterfly, 60 ml syringe to draw the blood into. And this is your collection syringe, which is your 10 ml syringe.
Collection, you mean for?
That fits into the machine.
It's for the machine only?
Yes.
Okay.
So
this is for bone marrow, right?
This is for peripheral blood. There's actually another 60 in this bone marrow tray.
This is for bone marrow.
Right, this
is for blood
for
if
blood.
we need it.
If we need it.
Yeah.
Correct. And this is going to be your collection syringe for the concentrated bone marrow. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to set up the machine. Let's start over here. So let's start with opening.
Should we wait, Dr. Gershman? No, I think we should wait maybe how to set up. It's good for him to see too. Okay.
We can do it. We can do this again.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Okay, so you see these arrows
Yes.
on the latches? It's just a button, so you want to push. Yeah, just push in. And then lift.
Okay.
And then to close it, you want to put 2 thumbs on either side instead of pushing on this white. Very good. Same here. Push up on that button and then lift it up. You got to push here.
I have to push here?
There, like that. It's like a latch.
Not here. Right. Yeah, I see it.
And then again, press on either side of that. Okay. So let's open both sides.
Okay.
And then I'll have you open up your disposable. There's a little flap there. Now the inside of this tubing and chamber is all sterile, and the lower locks are capped. So you can practice loading the system with this because the whole inside is sterile. What you're going to do is pull this out, and you want to hold the chamber so that the vent is facing upright, and that horseshoe-shaped tubing is facing you. And you see how there's sort of a natural C curve in the tubing? You want to grab down at the bottom, and you're going to feed that tubing in through the top until it comes out through this bottom opening.
I see.
And it pulls right through. Okay. Then what you want to do is take the chamber, and between these little white elbows here, you get your tubing situated in between there, and once it's sitting in the caddy, press down on both sides till it snaps in place. There's two places to secure the tubing on top of this caddy. It's a T-notch right here. You just press that T-notch into place, and there's a J-loop. So you just, yeah, so it's just securing the tubing. Then we just gently get rid of the excess slack by pulling on this. And this little puzzle piece will drop in from the top, and you can see that it just fits right in there, like a puzzle, okay? And then lock that into place.
Easy.
Easy, it's very easy. And then once you get to this little notch here, you don't want to pull the tubing so tight that you kink it off, and you don't want to leave such a high loop that the lid kinks it off. So just a nice gradual curve. You can use 2 fingers if you want. I just kind of eyeball it. But then you want to use the pads of your fingers to press it into that notch so that it's nice and secure in there. Okay? And then make sure that the tubing is in that little notch as well so the lid doesn't kink it off. All right? So that part of it's done. We can close the lid. And then this longer tubing gets threaded into what we call a pinch valve, and it's like a dental flossing maneuver. So you just kind of go back and forth until it's up in there, leaving yourself a little bit of slack on this side because we're going to put our collection syringe here. The plunger drivers are volume calibrated, so in order to move these up and down, you have to hold them to the right. Open them up and unlock them. That's what it does, and then you can move these up and down. Okay? When they're locked, you can't move them. Okay?
So I'm gonna, how you unlock?
Turn it to the right. Turn it to the right, and you can pull this one.
So what's going here?
So this will be our product of bone marrow is going to be filtered into a 60 ml syringe. So it's going to be one of those big syringes. This machine is only compatible with 60 ml and 10 ml syringes, and they're Becton Dickinson only. So it has to be specifically BD, which is what comes in our kits. But this is your collection syringe, which we can attach now. I can show you how to do that. So the collection syringe will be empty. This syringe, once we filter the marrow through it, will be full. So we're going to pull that all the way down because our plunger is going to be way down here because this is going to be full of product, bone marrow. Okay. And then what we do is we turn the machine on. So you can just flip.
Now?
I'll just show you how to do it. You can flip that switch. Okay. And what it will tell you is that the machine's done 2 spins. You saw that right here? Okay, so that's the testing that's done on the machine before it gets shipped out.
Okay.
So you'll always know how many spins are on the machine. And the machine needs to be serviced at 850 spins, and it will tell you, service needed. It'll still work after that, but just know that we probably should have it sent back for servicing. When that occurs, which will be a long time from now, what we'll do is we ship you a loaner machine, and then you box this up and ship it back, and our team will go through it and basically replace belts and things like that on it. Okay, so it tells you what to do. We've loaded the system, okay, and then it says enter the volume. So depending on whatever volume he wants to use for the treatment, that's what's going to get delivered into this syringe. And then what we can ask this machine for is anywhere from 3 to 10 mLs of final product. Okay.
Final product.
Final product.
Final product.
This is the final product, right, of what we need. So you hit the plus button, and it starts at 3 mLs. You can get 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
up
10.
To 10.
Up to 10. The processing time on a full 60 ml syringe is about 15 minutes. Anytime during that spin, if he changes his mind and wants a different volume of final product, you can switch this. You know, so you can say he decides he wants 4 instead of 8.
Christian, so for this amount, he should draw a particular amount of marrow, or it should be 30. Let's say from 30, he still can do 10? Or no?
He can. It's going to diminish his cell concentration, though. So the idea is the larger volume you start with and the smaller volume you end up with is going to give you the highest concentration of cells.
Here and start with 60.
Right.
Or 55, it can be.
Right. And I'll show you. Let me grab out of my bag. I'll show you a chart that kind of will explain that to you.
I see. Это день, специальный день. It's not begin.
Here's my marrow cell sheet. So, so this is the platelet concentration above baseline. This is the volume of PRP that we asked the machine to deliver, or final product. Okay. So you can see that if we start, and this orange line represents a full 60 ml starting
Yes.
volume. This represents a 45 ml starting volume, and the blue line
30.
is a 30 ml. Okay. So if I start with a full 60, and I ask for the minimum volume of product from
Yeah.
that 60, I'm almost at 14 times baseline concentration.
I see.
If I ask for 10, I drop down to 4 times concentration. Okay. So on a 30, what's considered therapeutic is 4 to 6 times baseline. You don't want to drop below 4. You don't want to drop below 4. So on a 30 ml draw, I don't ever want to ask for more than 5 in my final product because then
I
I'm
see.
dropping down below 4. Does that make sense? So the less volume
The
you ask
less and
for,
better.
the more concentrated
More
your product is.
concentrated.
Now, in terms of stem cells, this study was done based on 60 mLs of bone marrow taken down to 6 mLs. And I'll talk with him a little bit about the protocol that these guys have given him for the shot that he's going to do. Their protocol is taking 30 of bone marrow down to 3. And at that, you're still getting a decent concentration, 30 down to 3. Some of my doctors who are doing this procedure actually will draw the full 60 to get more stem cells. And they'll actually put a little bit more volume in the injection. So that's going to be up to him. However he wants to, he's the doctor. He can determine if he feels like he should put more volume into the corpus calv on both sides, or whether he just wants to do the 1.5 cc's. That's up to him. Yeah.
he
So
will-
we'll talk to him about that.
Okay, we do it now.
Okay.
The most important.
Okay, so we're going to grab our 10 ml syringe, because
Okay.
this is the setup of the machine. You can
Okay.
have this set up ahead of time. Okay. Again, these are packaged sterilely. Under the caps is sterile. So it's just aseptic technique. So I'm just going to be very careful to show you this, and then we'll.
Okay, we have 10 cc syringe just in case. So I do it like
Uh-huh,
this and do back. Now I begin to
Uh-huh.
the right and back, right? Like
Right.
this.
Same thing. Well, you can't push it when it's straight, yeah, because you'll break the gears in
Yeah.
there. You got to hold it to the right when you're moving it up and down. Very good. Yeah, I'm sorry, you probably
It's
need to be
okay.
right. Very good. So all we're going to do is connect the syringe. So again, just using aseptic technique. Let's pop it out of here like this. Don't touch the surface there, and don't touch the end here. But it's just a lure lock. And I always keep the little caps in this tray.
Yeah.
So you connect your lure lock.
Busy.
The phalanges of the syringe fit in that slot right here.
Yeah.
And then you're going to put your plunger driver up and connect it.
I see.
And now it's ready to go. Do you see how it connects to the plunger driver?
Under there. Under there. I see.
So the machine
I
is,
got it.
yeah, so the
So
machine is
you-
ready to go. This is real easy. I'll let you connect it.
Yeah.
So you can just push it up and connect
Okay.
it.
Okay. Like this.
Make sure
No.
make sure it's in there. Go all the way
So-
up with it. I don't think you're connected.
I didn't.
Yeah.
So-
Well, you kind of have to hold the syringe here and then connect it.
So I go all the way. One more time. I go all the way with the right side here, and then only here,
Right.
and I can push it.
It's
Or
no,
not?
that's
It's
just
already
leave it
come.
there.
Ah, okay.
So
I see.
say if I want 5 mLs of product, or let's say 4.
Okay.
When it's done spinning, it's
Yeah.
going to pull. This plunger
Only
driver
4.
knows how far to pull back to give us 4.
Ah, I see.
It's fully automated,
Yes.
which is nice because you don't have to worry about it. All you need to do now is connect your 60 mLs of bone marrow and press start, and you walk
So,
away.
60, it's what he took,
Right.
right?
And that's gonna be
there,
here.
And he will put it the same way as here,
Just
right?
here, right?
So we just do like this,
And connect it.
connect it.
Well, this one's going to be full though, so your plunger's going to be all the way down
I
here.
see. I see.
Mm-hmm.
So,
when the plunger's down here, you just connect this to it.
but how I will push it back because it should be
want-
on the right side.
Right. So what you're going to do is you'll lay your syringe in here, and when you do that, I hold this open so it's out of the way. So my plunger's sitting right here,
Yeah.
and then sometimes it's up a little higher, so I bring that up a little and
Can
connect
we?
it.
Can we?
Do you want to play with
practice?
it?
I have syringe.
Give me your finger.
We can practice with that
Не,
60.
не надо. I have another 60. I will bring.
Are they Bechdel Dickinson? Are they BD?
The same.
Okay. It is easy.
We use BD and we use
Perfect.
60 with scatter turbo.
Okay. So I'm gonna let you go ahead and pull
So
that
okay,
plunger back.
let's say let's do it for 60,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
Okay, so we do it right here, right?
Well, yes, but you'll.
We're
connect
not
it,
gonna do
obviously.
it right
I
now.
will connect that. I
Got
just
it.
for practice.
Mhm.
Okay. So, okay. So it's right here.
But hold that open before you set that in there. Like use this hand and open that up, just so it doesn't bump
Like
the
this?
plunger. Because if that's full of blood, you don't want it squirting out.
Yeah. So how?
Uh-huh.
Show me
So
how you do.
put this. I would do this first. I would set it like. Well, I'm gonna connect here first.
Don't connect.
I won't, but that's what I would do.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
connect
Yeah. I
here,
understand.
and
yeah.
then I would set that in there, and I pull that out of the way,
Yeah,
and
you
then I'm gonna
hold it.
slide. I'm gonna slide that up
Yeah.
and
okay.
connect it.
No. Yeah. I got it.
No, 3.
No, 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 no. I got it. You know, my mistake was that I thought we have to do it.
No.
You
The
don't.
machine
Yeah.
does it all.
Yeah.
So as soon
okay.
as you hit start, this plunger driver is going to
Yeah,
start
I
pushing the
see.
product
So-
up and into the chamber.
Yeah, I see. So
We can actually do a dry run since you've got extra syringes if you want to see it work.
it's okay. When he comes, we can do it.
Okay.
So, okay.
And this
So
is where you would run into volume if it's below 60. If that below that 60
it's
mark.
below 60
Yeah.
now.
So you want that
So we
right
want
there.
it to be better like this, right?
Mhm. Or a little. You can have it right on the 60
No, I
line,
mean
but-
if he wants 60, but
Right.
no more than
No more than that,
Better
right.
2 ml less. you
Right.
know,
Right.
Than shooting trouble
Exactly.
after.
Exactly.
Okay, so we put it right here.
Mhm. And you don't have to hold the syringe. Just gently push that up and then connect it.
Hold this one right here.
There you
And
go.
Hold on, убери. No sound.
more.
Медленно.
Okay. I will do it.
No. Okay.
No.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
With 2 fingers on either side. And because that's not connected to the syringe.
Yeah, of
See,
course.
right, so the green light means it's
So it
sensing.
will be green light.
It'll be
to
green.
here.
You want to
Okay.
see 3 green lights here
Mhm.
and 1 green light here.
Mhm.
And that means you're ready to go.
Yeah. Okay.
And you program your volume
Yeah.
and you hit start. This is the start button, the green arrow. That's
and it's standard.
Yeah.
It's gonna suck it in.
it. So I want you to practice loading the system.
Yes. Okay. Let's do it.
So when we're done with the when we've got our final product in here, what's going to be in this syringe is just the red cell fraction. So it's going to pull the red cells off the sampling. They're going to end up in this syringe. Then it's going to deliver our final product here. Then it's going to empty the remaining plasma into here. So this is going to have red cells and plasma in it. There are some sterile caps that come in the kit. They're in this little pocket here. So I get out the sterile caps and I leave them here. When we're all finished, you want to put a sterile cap on
Here.
this syringe. So we just disconnect it
Yeah.
like that, disconnect it from here, put a sterile cap on and throw it away. This gets tossed into a biohazard bag. This is garbage. Okay? Okay.
The red batch.
And then you want to put this blue cap back on.
Okay.
okay. So when our final product is done, it's the same thing. I take that off. Sometimes there's a little bit of plasma left in the tubing, so I'll pull back just slightly to get that plasma into my syringe. Disconnect. Put my blue cap back on here. Put a sterile cap on
Let's
to this.
do it.
Yeah. So we'll just do this, and I'm gonna very carefully just put this back on, and then stick that back in here.
Okay.
Okay. And now to remove your chamber.
Yeah.
So it's a very clean process. There's no blood anywhere, right? It's all inside the chamber. So when you remove
Okay,
this, you
so-
just we just reverse the order in that we loaded it.
Okay. This goes
Mm-hmm.
here. And this goes
Lift it up. There you go.
right
Mhm.
here. And
Then take the
we-
chamber and pop it out of the. Just
How
take.
we take it? Just take
Yep.
it.
Both sides and kind of pop it up,
Whatever clip
and
in.
then get rid of undo those. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then just pull those tubing out through. And then you throw it away.
Beautiful.
It's easy.
Okay, let's put it back.
Yes, let's put it back.
So we do it right here. Wait.
Mm-hmm. Just kind of push it down against that back wall and it'll pop out. There we go. Put the other one in there too. Mm-hmm. Very good.
Okay.
And again, make sure that horseshoe-shaped tubing is facing you. So you've got it upside down now. Make sure you're holding it so that it stays like
This
that. That faces
front.
you.
Okay.
So keep pulling this through. Keep going. Pull all the way through. There you go.
Okay,
Mhm.
I see.
Yep.
Okay.
Now make sure you
Yeah.
angle the tubing that comes off of these elbows in between those two white points on either side.
So it goes on the top
hmm
and this is inside.
Make sure that both sides are snapped down.
Okay.
You got your J loop and your T notch there.
Okay, now we go right here.
On top.
Very good.
Okay.
Click big.
Okay. Now we go here.
Mm-hmm. And use the pads of your fingers, not your fingernails, because we don't want to break the tubing.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now we
Long
going
tubing, yeah. Mm-hmm.
here.
And just run it back and forth, and you'll feel it slide up. So just go back and forth with the tubing on either side, and you'll feel it go up in there. There you go. Good.
Yes.
Leave yourself a little bit of slack on this side. Oopsie, you popped out here, so make sure that
Oh,
that
yeah.
gets pressed in. I know, sometimes you really have to press that in there because
Yeah.
the tubing is slippery.
Okay. So we
Maybe also back and
close
forth.
it, right?
Uh-huh.
Two
Hold it
sides.
down here, both thumbs. There you go. There you go.
Okay.
And then you can
So,
take your 10 ml
Chip, I
syringe.
think it's does it
That's
sit
fine.
properly?
Yeah, that's fine.
It doesn't go like this. So, no?
So when I put it up in there, I go like this. I go back
I
and
see.
forth. Yeah. And then I leave myself some slack on this side because you're going to put your. There you go. Feel how it's up in there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
Okay. Now
And then go ahead and attach your 10 ml syringe. So open up your plunger to give yourself a little room. You can
Okay,
take
I
that
will
and,
not touch it here. I
That's
just
fine.
wanna.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Perfect.
And we going. No. Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
We
Put your-
don't. We put it back.
Right. Yep. Because if this is not connected, it's not going to collect anything.
Right.
Right? Okay.
This is now.
So now you're connected.
Yes, this is good.
Mhm.
Okay. And this.
Mhm.
This goes here.
Right. Open that up and pull it all the way down first. This one. That's because that's in your way right now. There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, I see. Okay, it's gonna be couple.
It helps if you grab it like this. Grab it down here, so your hand can kind of help you move it up.
Okay.
There you go. Now you have more control over it.
Yes. So,
There you go.
okay.
Perfect.
And close the top.
Mm-hmm.
One more
Beautiful.
time. Here. No. hold on. Oops. Moving.
Yeah, so what happens when you do that is it's going to push
See?
product into the tubing, which is fine.
Not really. Okay. This we have to потренироваться.
It's probably not
It's
gonna
heavier
let
when
her
there's fluid
push
in there,
it
so you don't really
in.
need to hold it with this hand. Sometimes I'll just
Okay.
let the syringe go, and I'll take two hands and just kind of gently ease that up. Just kind of jiggle it a little till it moves up, and kind of gently put it in place.
Stop.
This is going to be heavier though. There you go.
Yeah.